Okay, and I am live. And it is midnight, 12 a.m. So, Merry Christmas! Hope you're all doing well. I hadn't really expected to go live tonight, but just I'm up and I'm wide awake. So, I suspect it's gonna be an insomnia night. So I thought, why not? I'll just pop on and see who's around. It's okay if you're not, and if you're all, dreaming of sugar plums in your little dreams, getting ready for tomorrow, that's fine. The one joy of not having to be anywhere on Christmas Day and not having small children is the fact that I can sleep late tomorrow. I don't have to be up for anything in the morning. So there's a plus. You gotta, as an adult at Christmas, don't you find that you have to find the plus side of things because it's not nearly as fun as it was when you were a child? Because it's up to us adults to make the traditions and to make the magic for the children. So we don't always necessarily find magic for ourselves. So I decided I'd just pop on because I'm here. And I thought I had everybody but Lois packed up, and I realized I still have an angel sitting here. So I have to pack up Val's stuff. And I apologize for not getting to it right away. Um, some things hit the fan with Gary's health. But luckily, he's not going to end up in the hospital for Christmas. He is home. And I did want to, and I didn't find it yet. I know it's back there to put a little crystal on that little spot so it would just like reflect the light out. With any luck, I'll find an actual crystal piece that'll prism that thing. So I have stuff for Lois and the stuff for Val. And then hello, Linda, how are you? How are you, girl? I had not expected to be on tonight, but I'm wide awake and was trying to sort out and clean up the desk and realized that not only do I still have Lois's stuff here, which I kind of expected, I had to send her an email, but I have Val's angel and 2 balls here for Christmas, and I have your Jamaica painting. I have to do that. I have that in a box. That's sitting in the playroom. But I'm just trying to tidy up, and I thought, you know what? I am wide awake. I might as well just see who else is around and awake while I try to tidy up what's here. Let's see. So, how many go with that tree topper? Am I ready for Christmas? No. There was one specific thing I wanted to get for Gary, and when I went to the store, they were sold out. So he's going to get an IOU in his stocking in the morning. Is that Nora I see popping in there? Hi, hon. Hello. So, but I have as much as I'm gonna have. I mean, I don't have much for Mike and Gary, but I did get their Christmas stockings at least filled halfway with little goodies. Oh, I know. I keep forgetting. I need to check this because somehow kitty cats chewed on some vintage postcards, which I thought I had listed on eBay, which it will not be good if they chewed on them. No, they're not listed. Are they under unsold? Because I really thought I had these. Ah, there they are. Vintage Hershey Hotel 1930s, Lot B. Oh, you're not those. These are not these are not those. These are the actual rose garden. Well, they're part of an ephemera lot now. Hello, Deborah Tucker. Oh, yeah, I'm trying. I was wide awake and was like, oh, well, there's my email just telling me you're live on your channel. I know I'm live on my channel. You're not the email I'm looking for. So, but I just figured, you know, I'll just go live and see who's around. And okay, so I guess I need to start a new Ziploc bag. I don't have enough. That's what I don't have. I don't have Ziploc bags. I think I have them on my Amazon wish list. Let me see. Because I've been using just like freezer bags or ones from the grocery store. They're way more expensive than if you get them bulk from somewhere. So I'm trying here. What do I got here? I have emailed a couple people. I haven't heard back about their stuff. One of them said no, they didn't want it anymore. So that stuff will be coming up for sale again. And Deborah, you got your package? Got. Oh, okay. You got the Scotland book. Did you like your little bozo cards? What do you mean site can't be reached? Oh, duh, because I spelled it wrong. Amazon. Accounts and lists. I know I have a list for this overstuffed house. Oh, I can get rid of that off that list. Bubble wrap. Flat boxes. No. Postcard sleeves. That I desperately need. Dum dum dum. Where are you? Where are you? 10 by 13 and 4 by 6. Yeah, see, like buying them through there, like the 4 by 6, the little ones, I can get 100 of them for $6.99. And then for the 8 by 10 ones, it's $11.99 for 100. So, okay. I will have to see what I can do because I paid all my bills to the end of the year. So right now there's just $20 in my checking account. So I will have to wait till I invoice more stuff and then I'll get them. In the meantime, I'll just, what is this box? The box is, what is this? Wait, what is this box? It is a box with another box. Oh, okay. It is a box with another Victorian girl, or those little doll ornaments. But no avalanches. No. I think that one is sold. So, yeah. Yeah, I got these at Hot Topic years ago, and I've always been looking for more of these because my hands get so cold, and I have arthritis across the bridge. So, if I have these on, then my hands don't hurt as much. So I tend to live in these, and I had a pair that someone knitted for me who watched the channel, but they are, the thumb hole is like here, but then the fingers go all the opening goes all the way up to here. And it's this really thick yarn. So what they were just fantastic for is that um those I sleep with, because when my hands get cold, my fingers tend to curl, and then I wake up and my fingers just hurt. But I found I don't do that, and I can sleep with those because they go from here all the way up to the tips of my fingers. And then the thumb is sticking out. So I can sleep in that pair in the winter. And then because I have the coldest bedroom in the house. And so that way it doesn't bother my hands. So I have that pair upstairs, but that's it. I have that pair and this pair because they're not, you could find lace ones, but it's hard to find these little knit ones. But I got these at Hot Topic years ago. And every once in a while I check their website to see if they have them, but they don't seem to ever really have them anymore, unfortunately. So Quincy's Tavern, Twitch. I'm not on Twitch. Bonnie, I think I just emailed you. Where did you go? Yes, I did. I hadn't heard back. So check your emails, Bonnie. I sent you one about something you had wanted, and I did not get out of here in a timely manner. So you just let me know. But yeah, aren't they great? I just love them. Well, yeah, Linda, we used to when after mom died, we got together with my sister, but she would do it the day after Christmas, which worked out because everybody had small kids. And the benefit of that, though, is that's also her birthday, which helped get me out of working the day after Christmas. I'm very proud of the fact that I've finagled to never work the day after Christmas in all the years I worked retail. I would tell them at the interview, I will work every holiday. I will close on Black Friday. I will close on Christmas Eve. Gladly. But I will not work the day after Christmas. And I would always tell them that, well, because it's my sister's birthday and that's the day my family gets together. It wasn't always, but it became the truth. But a lot of times we did. We'd go out for Christmas Day, or we'd have Christmas Day here, and then we'd go out to my sister's for her birthday the next day. So it just became so much easier to just go to, and then I would point out to them, and besides, by the time we get to Christmas, the day after Christmas, I'm exhausted because my mother will wait until Christmas Eve to wrap everything, and I have to help her. And I would say, hell, there's this many grandkids, there's this many married kids with in-laws, and then I said, and so if you have me work on Christmas Eve, you will be on the day after Christmas, you will be firing me the day after Christmas because I will bite someone's head off. You don't want me here. And they one or two would question that, but for the most part, no, we're all pretty much okay with it because nobody ever wants to close on Black Friday because the people are all grumpy by that night. They've been out all day, and nobody wants to work Christmas Eve because people are crazy. They are beyond grumpy on Christmas Eve. They are just nuts. So, hi, Maria. Oh, so Merry Christmas to all of you. And because, like I said, it had just hit midnight when I started this. I'm like, oh okay. I'll just pop on and see what's going on as I try to sort out what is on my desk. All right, now They're set. I was so bummed over this. I had wanted to put this on eBay because these Mexican folk art things, but it's a devil foot. The little juvenile delinquents knocked it off of up there, and you can see the damage. They broke his head off. They decapitated the demon. But stuff with a devil on it usually fetches like a really high price. But this one's not signed. I couldn't find a signature on it anywhere. But you little buggers went and broke it on me. They're all asleep right now. Okay, Bonnie. I know it's so easy to this time of year, especially to lose track of emails. And with the stuff that I was behind on, that's what I'm doing is I'm sending emails with a picture. So I just wrote yes on there, and I will get that packed up and get that invoice to you. But I need to turn this little heater back up. It's getting chilly. Oh my gosh, it's getting chilly. So, but I've got random stuff. Like it's not it's views of the floating markets in Thailand, but it's not a postcard. It's just the rest of the part that was from a postcard, one of those things that's a fold out. But it's a neat image. And this was something, what did I do? That I thought I would save for like making an ephemera pack. And but this poor thing, it got all squished. But look, Shrinky Dinks, they're still around. Need to get that listed. These didn't sell, so these need to go over here. I'm trying to like unbury everything here. Where's your sticker? Nybro, Sweden, 1985. I have no idea. It can't be a candle holder because this is angled in. But it's crystal, like this little Viking boat from Sweden. I'll tell you, the postcards of the floating market looked really pretty cool. I used a few of them on my Boy Scouts, and they were asking, they're like, people really do that? Yeah, people really do that. That's a thing. Well, that's the muscle relaxer. Got to keep that around. Oh, I got to find the Game Boy because if this sucker works, this little thing's been selling for over $100. That's Mike's task tomorrow because he thinks he knows where it is. He has to find the Game Boy because I don't know where it is. And oh, this should go back in with the Halloween stuff. The person didn't want it. So this is a piece of treasure craft, but I think they either scoured it or they put it in their dishwasher because it should have all this brown to it. But look at, they've just like whited out the edges, but it really makes the green stand out. So I think he makes a kind of cool Halloween decoration. But they decided now that they did not want it. So a little dusty from sitting on my desk. So he has to go back into the box. Back into the bin with the Halloween stuff. Which I don't have much of at all. Let's see, what is hiding under here? Oh, blood pressure medication. Okay. Oh, that's a Disney thing. Stick that in the ephemera. So is everybody ready for tomorrow? Haha. Ooh. Old front door keys. To which lock? Oh, they're two different ones, aren't they? Yeah, these are two different ones. We We had an issue at one point, so I ended up, sadly, having to change the front door lock more than once. Unfortunately. That tape I need. So, my scissors. Oh, this is all the little plasticky bits. I really do think some of these were like Jack in the Box, not Jack in the Box, Cracker Jack. Like this teeny whistle that's made in Hong Kong. I think some of this stuff was from either Cracker Jack or gumball machines. Okay, there's that one. Thousand Islands. I've been looking for that because that is actually something somebody wanted. Oh, there's a rare thing for me to find. Sports cards. They're definitely meant to be on eBay because I'm not going to be. I have so much itty bitty stuff hiding under here. Okay, I know that elephant belongs to someone. I haven't got a clue, but it's aluminum. It's a piece of aluminum. All right, now then, what are you doing in there? All right. Oh, I wondered where that went. I had nails I was trying to wear. I have fake nails I bought just to have on for Christmas. And they didn't last a whole 24 hours. And I used the little sticky tab thing that came with them. And then I went out today and bought nail glue. And I'm putting it on and I go, that smells like crazy glue. Sure enough, it is crazy glue. But they lasted even less time than the little glue stickery things. So I'm very bummed that I don't have my nails for Christmas. Because I really wanted to have, oh, will they fit? I really wanted to have nice nails. And I don't have them. Because I went and got a couple things from Temu that were, press-on nails that I just wanted to have. Well, that's a little short. They don't quite fit in there because that one's long, but that'll give me something to put it in. So if you guys know what to do for press-on nails, tell me. Let me know because I'm apparently failing at it. Oh my goodness. Come out wherever you are. This has gotten, I finally had to put a little piece of wood trim from out of the basement. It is taped to the back of this desk so that stuff stops falling off and heading back that way. I've got this whole big thing of, get in there, of Baby Boomer Edition, Trivial Pursuit. Could not think of the name. But this is why you're getting them all in your packages. Because I got this big old thing. So get this back to where I can just grab and go. Stick that there. I have to look. Is it this one? Oh. Oh, I've lost the plastic because the plastic was just falling off of this. I have 2 things of vintage face powder. I have to do some homework on them. I don't know much about that stuff. I want to get everybody out of here so I can see what I'm doing, know what I've got. Hand cream. Fairy sticker. Some of the stuff way under here. I can't remember if I had sold them or not. But I'll figure it all out. If I bought all these pencils that aren't sharpened because you can't find the sharpener in the house. The house ate the pencil sharpener. Yeah, see, I don't normally have them. But I usually paint them, and I thought, well, I want to do something a little different, and they were super, super cheap. So, but I was just so bummed that they just didn't stick. And I'm like, well, where's the fun in that? I have to admit, my ADHD brain for half a second went, well, I have glue. And the rest of my brain went, no, don't do that. So for just a split second there, my brain had a stupid idea. Oh, hello. You're a carving tool. What do you do? Oh, I know why you're here. You're to help get stickers off of things. Oh. Oh. Why? Priced so right. SEW. These are the cheap sewing scissors that you could buy at Joann Fabrics back in the day. The ones that were like $9.99. And I don't know. You are stainless steel from China. You are going to the kitchen. We don't have a pair of scissors there anymore. Oh, no, no! Ah! Fairy sticker just ran away. La, 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 la. I said, I'm trying. I don't know what I've got here at all. I know I have a lot of pens that have migrated down here. I usually have a black pen or a blue one. Oh, an old phone. Oh, I wonder if I still have the charger. Because I'll bet there's photos in there. I have to find it because I think I have this one and one other one of mine. And I saw a thing at Walmart that, Bonnie, I see you. Like I said, the rest of my brain went, no, no, no. Well, the funny part is that I looked it up. The nail glue that I bought from CVS, it's actually the same ingredients as super glue, but it's not the percentages of what super glue would have. So it's not as strong as super glue. And they tell you, you're only supposed to put it like around the edge of the fake nail, just enough to like hold it down. But the stuff is so runny that, it goes all over. But acetate will dissolve it, which I got it off my other nails, but it's still on my thumbnails because I got interrupted for dinner and then didn't get back to doing it to take it off my thumbnails. So I'll do that before I go to bed or first thing in the morning to get it off of my nails. Because, like I said, I used the acetate and I got it off of these, but I just got interrupted and didn't get off my thumbs. So it's definitely not straight up super glue, or it wouldn't. The acetate wouldn't take care. Wouldn't. Yeah, in the 90s. Yeah, that was a thing in the 80s and 90s. So yeah, no. I do like I do like the, what do they call, Lily and Fox? Oh, they popped up on my Facebook was how I first found out about them. I don't think I have it. Let me see. No, one L. If I could learn to spell. Yeah, Lily and Fox Wrap Company. And I have like 3 things of theirs. And I love those. Those were so easy to put on. Matter of fact, looking at this, my cart has 5 of them sitting in there. But one is cherry blossom season. St. Patrick's Day will be here before you know it. So there's one called Get Lucky. There's another one called Sea Fairy, Snow Blue, and a Mr. Snowman. But Lily and Fox, they're basically like a little vinyl sticker. And because they're so long and my nails are so short right now, I've found that I can actually trim them in half and get instead of getting enough for like one manicure, I can get 2 manicures out of them. But they only cost like $2.99. And you get how many on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you get 16 of the stickers. And if you have longer nails, and to put them on, you just then take a nail file and go straight down to just take it off the edge. And so I found out because my nails are so short, I could pre-cut them, and so instead of just I think I figured it out that I'll get 3 times with them, and they did last better because I had the first ones I tried. The only thing that I messed up on was I did the dishes with them and not have gloves on, and that started to make some of the edges peel, but it didn't take any of them completely off. But then when it came time to take them off, you just pull. They came right off. Had no problems pulling them off. So it was really kind of a surprise. Oh, Bonnie, thank you. Thank you so much. So, but that was a new thing I had never tried, is this nail wraps, and they have some really cute patterns. Oh, do I have a? Oh. So I took my How I Killed Frosty, and I posted it on my Facebook page, my personal page for my friends, and a couple of them have seen it now. Why not? It's a good, funny story. But yeah, somewhere that little child is probably now an adult and is in therapy. Definitely. Did I only get one thing listed on the eBay today? Oh yeah, just the Nutcracker cookie mold. I got 2 things listed on the Etsy. So that's a good thing. Well, these are just random words that I've slowly been filling up. What are you 2? Why do I have you? No, I shouldn't have you. This is supposed to go with a growth chart that I'm pretty sure I sold. Why do I have you? We'll sit you there until we figure it out. Ah. Never underestimate the use of a pair of chopsticks. I haven't used these, but these when I get them, when I get my sushi at the grocery store, sometimes I get an extra pair because there are times where I've had to hand carve little bits to fix things. And these are nice soft wood for that. So put them up here with the other crafty bits. I have this too. My one niece was really into cows. And when I get back to crafting, I have tons of little miniature cow things. So I want to make a little cow display. And since these pens have this on it, it gives me this nice little cow print pillar that I can use. So I have all kinds of, what is this? Oh, I have 3 different things of, oh, matches. I don't have a candle here, but I have matches. I don't know why. Okay, everybody's guess is as good as mine. It's missing a spring, but I'm sure it would have had one. It says Park and Tilford, New York. No idea what it was meant to be, but I'm sure there should have been a spring inside that center. Never did figure out what the heck that was. Lots of little stuff around. Another pack of matches. Another thing of crafty bits. Are you plastic or are you mercury glass? Made in Japan. You're a tiny bit of mercury glass. Ooh. I think I better start putting this crafty stuff in this box with those. It might be safer that way. What are you? Whatever you are, you're dead. You are supposed to be... Oh, no, you don't have your little tab out. Oh, I will bet this is for that assemblage that I got from Thrift You. I miss them. I really miss them. She gave me this incredible assemblage. So I have the bench. What did the cats do with the radio? The radio that was shaped like a piano that was sitting up there. Little monsters have knocked so much stuff off of up there. That should go. But yeah, I mean, this is just, I figured with my night, I was just going to putz around and see what I can do to straighten up this desk because it's just become too much of a catch-all, which I have a nasty habit of doing that. U.S. Potato Board Cookbook, and then it says Cold Creek Vodka. Why? Yeah, they're tiny little fairy lights, and I think they were meant for on the Christmas tree. And I didn't even look to see where my snowman fairy lights were. I don't have them wrapped around the... We have nothing up. We have not a thing up for Christmas this year, which is just sad. And I got 2 surprises today. So, Meg drove over with Jarvis, one of my Boy Scouts. Jarvis had a Christmas present for me. That was a surprise. And Meg 2 days ago brought over something for her and Michael, but we're becoming friends, so that didn't seem out of the ordinary on me. But in all the years I've been doing this, I've never really had anybody give me a Christmas present because I help out their kid. So Jarvis showed up with a present from him, and then George's mother showed up. And all three of them are some of the Asian families, Asian American families. And George's mother showed up with a present. So that was quite a surprise. Now I didn't open up what Jarvis brought. I don't know what I have. I left that. Meg, they gave me his big box of Lindt chocolates, which was a nice treat. Still working on them. They'll last for a little while. And a $25 gift card to Wawa. So that was cool. And then like I did open up, I picked one package to open because it was Christmas Eve, and I opened up the one that was in the bag from George and his mother, and it said it was specifically from George. And it's this thing of all these different little chapsticks. And this one's spiced apple, another one is honey vanilla. You know, they have all these neat little flavors. So I just didn't have I've been trying to tie up so many loose ends and teach this class, and then had a chance to go help somebody to earn a little bit of cash by helping wrap presents, that I just didn't have time to deal with making my own Christmas. And it's a shame because I did a thing. Those of you that are members will know what I'm talking about because you'll have seen the video about me doing a thing, because I had bought a white Christmas tree. I did a thing. I have always wanted one. When I had the chance to get one many years ago, my mother really kind of poo-pooed it, and we were at Frank's Nursery and Craft when they were going out of business, and she just kept making comments about it. You don't want that, and that's just stupid, and yada yada yada. So I didn't get it, but I got what they called an apartment-sized tree. So it's a 6-foot tall Christmas tree, but it's very narrow, so it doesn't take up a lot of space, which is great. That's fine. But but I still have wanted a white tree. Now, I didn't care if it was one of the old aluminum ones. I figured I probably wouldn't be getting one of them because they're hard to find and they're incredibly pricey. But I did want a white tree because I have all these fairy ornaments, and I just think it would look really cool because, some of these things are very colorful, and I think they'd stand out better. And they're resin. A lot of them are porcelain or resin, so they're very heavy. They cannot go on a live tree because the live tree, the branches just aren't strong enough to hold that kind of weight. So I figured I'll just wait, and I will use that. And that's what I've always wanted it for. And they had one. I was at Goodwill, and they had one there for $20. $20 in the box. The tree is from, I think, 2003. Forget. It's got the date on it but yeah, for $20. And I could not sit that onto the cart fast enough. Just could not do that fast enough. That sucker was coming home with me. I actually had the moment where I had hoped I would be able to get rid of the stuff behind me and maybe put it up behind me, but I was the more I dug around in there. Okay, this was sent in 2023. I no longer need that receipt. But the more I poked around, and I was yeah, no. I am not gonna be able to get that dealt with. That's just not gonna happen in time. So oh, okay, there's one of them. I owe these to somebody, and I'm going to send them extra because it's long overdue, but okay. I think that's the extra one because the others are in a box. That's 2023. We can get rid of that. So, you didn't put up a tree? Fair enough. Yeah, see, I mean, I wanted to put some stuff back here, but Arwen suddenly deciding that she was going to climb over and around down here just kind of nicked that in the bud real fast because she's the one who knocked over. Oh, that's okay. I have that address in my book. She's the one that's been knocking stuff over off of the top of the chest of drawers there and just making a right royal mess of everything. Not happy with that little girl. I'm very annoyed with her. She's not being helpful. Not at all. So I decided not to do that. Alrighty now. No, don't need that anymore either. One thing that's been good is that I had the last little bits of a loan to pay off, and I paid it off early. I got down to where it was this month's payment was every month's payment was $75, but then next month in January it would have been $41.26, and I actually was able to pay it off. I was so happy. Get that sucker out of here. So that's one that's done. What is it for? Oh, I don't have that listed yet. I still have, I have the vintage water pistols up. I have the fake golf balls up, and I have the Art Deco elephant lead crystal up. But I still have these dip bowls from Baum Brothers. I need that. That's the price that tells me that's the one that tells me what I should price them at when I list them. I'm always making those up. Tosh, New Jersey trip. Another 2023. Or get that out of here. How these ended up not in the envelope? Because I have little envelopes that I keep every year's in it. Oh, a sewing kit. A couple things I need to stitch. But yeah, I was just so happy that I got that paid off ahead of time. I was very happy with that because now I just need to focus on. Oh, look, I found one of the Halloween earrings. Now I just need to focus on the next thing will be not necessarily paying anything off, but making sure we've got the funds. Oh shoot, I just dropped that on the floor. For heating oil. Because we're all putting in money for that. Gary's been giving me rolls of change, but it's still better than Zip. So that'll be the next thing, is to make sure we get more heating oil. We've been keeping the house cold. What's this? Oh, that's another sewing kit. How many of these little buggers am I going to find? So, oh, this is cute. Somebody must have sent that to me. It says the cat lady. We had a dusting. Michael was so bummed. He's like, oh, it's snowing outside. And he had been further north And he was so mad because he came home and he's like, "Ah, it's snowing up there," and I come back and it's not sticking to nothing except the grass. He was so grumpy. But he took me up to where, and I tried to film it, and for some reason my camera was acting up, and I didn't get to film it. So because I wanted to show you guys. He said it's worth the drive. So he drove me 40 minutes up to the council area where he works, up around Radnor, and to show me just this one house. Well, it's actually the light part of it is 3 houses have all these incredible lights. But the one in the middle, first off, how they get these giant stars on top of those 3 trees, they have got to be hiring somebody. You know, they've got to be hiring somebody with one of those bucket trucks to come get those suckers up there, because those trees definitely were taller than my house. And I have a 3-story house. There is no way. But they had some amazing wooden cutouts that looked professionally painted. So the first one we saw was a nativity, and that was all set up and lit and painted. And then they had the Cat in the Hat with a little poem about the cat and the hat and being Christmas. And then they had the Grinch. And each one of these, they're saying something that would be typical of their character, but it's for Christmas. Then hi, Mike. Then they had one that actually moved. They had this one that was a little choir, and the conductor was Snoopy. Now, Snoopy didn't move, and you only caught Snoopy's profile, but they had heads of all the Peanuts characters, of 5 of the Peanuts characters, and the heads all moved like this, like they were singing. They also had Moana and I can't remember the ocean god's name, but they had Moana and him. Who else did they have? Because there were so many more. There was more than that. Oh, they had the 2 girls from Frozen, Elsa and her sister, and Olaf, the little snowman. There was another one, and I can't remember what the last one was. And meanwhile, it's not just them. I mean, there are lights everywhere. And the house was outlined, every bush, every tree, lights everywhere. I would not want to have to pay that electric bill. So we've had 2 14-degree nights. And do you think I could get that dumb cat of mine to come in the house? No. Dr. Still will not come into the house unless I pick her butt up and carry her in. What are you? Oh, you need a cleaning. That's why you're still here. Bet you have stuff in you. Oh, you need a repair too. It's a little compact, but the mirror is loose. It's just double-sided tape had been holding it in. So I'll have to fix that. But I'll bet it's definitely still got powder in it. Yep, it's got its silk. It's got the original Powder Puff. Powder Puff says K and K. Look that up. Are there any markings on this? No. No markings on the outside of it. But that's a pretty little flower. So, but yeah, she refused to come in. She's still refusing to come in. When she does come in, she goes right to the dining room and hides. because she's just does not want to be around these little ones. Oh, well, that doctor's no good because she retired. Okay, cigarette cards, cigarette cards, cigarette cards. And so what time is it where each of you are at? Because it's 12:55 a.m. here. I haven't decided what to do with this. This is not really a Christmas. I thought it was like a little Christmas book because the title says The Glory of Jesus, but the Religious Lollipop series. But this story is not great. I mean, it ends with them saying that they grew more and more disturbed. They felt that unless his death was accomplished, their own power would cease. And I saw that and went, no, that's not really a Christmas story. So that didn't end up in the sale. Oh, that's the remains of a chopstick that I used to fix something. An old tag that says $10. That's probably off a craft thing. Don't need that one. That one's done. 4 minutes to go. Oh, Tennessee, yeah. You're already into Christmas. Mike's further west of us all. He's not there yet. User's manual for the ring light. Oh, you mean the ring lights that are trapped in the dining room? Both of them? And what are you? Oh, okay. I know why you're here, because you need to be cleaned. I bought a jewelry cleaner, and I haven't used it yet. That's one of them that should be used. Do you still work? Oh, I guess the batteries finally died. What batteries do I need? I need a double A. All right. This is my black light flashlight, so I can in there, so I can check for things. But it looks like that has tapped out. Why are you here? I would not be selling you because I use these things. That should not be here. So, has anybody gone caroling this year? That's something I used to do. I haven't done that in a long time. For a while there, a lot of towns were having these first night events, and they would have you either on Christmas Eve and Christmas morning to do stuff, or they'd do it on New Year's Eve, and we would be dressed up in Victorian garb and go Christmas caroling and get paid to do it, which was kind of cool. That's always a bonus to get paid to do it. So, but I haven't done that kind of stuff in ages. Oh, there's the little Nancy Taylor Custom Cosmetics face powder. So that's the one that goes this one because the label was just so flimsy. These are for little card things. See you there. Linda, do you mean you're too far away from everyone in the family? My sister's nearby in one. Oh, the little smalls are in the Cracker Jacks? I had this at one of my live sales. So just this little bag of, but I mean, now he was one, but I think some of these were. Like this is made in Hong Kong and it's a little tiny whistle. Whoops. Now it should blow. There's actually a little ball in there. So I think that's one. This is another one made in Hong Kong and it's a slot machine. And they don't turn real well. You have to fiddle with it to get it to actually turn like they should. But I have that in there. This is old Ironsides, the Civil War. I'm pretty sure that's Ironsides, the Civil War ship. There's a little bubble pipe. Little tiny fire truck. But most of them say Hong Kong, if they say anything. There's this really old rubber ball, and it's got what looks like an elk and a puppy and a horse. But this is not at all like modern rubber. This is an older one. Now it says something right there for where it's made, but it's so tiny and it didn't do real well, so it's hard to read it. But it's just an odd little bit. What else might have been from? Oh, this. So if they weren't from like Cracker Jack, I think they were at least from Gumball Machine stuff. But that little whistle makes me think more of a Cracker Jack kind of thing. But a lot of these others, and then like I don't. This is in there, but I think this is a gumball ring. I don't think that's a real. I don't think that's a real silver ring. Well, there is some kind of mark in there. Wait a minute. Maybe we got a surprise. I don't know that mark. It's a letter U with an arrow through it, and then it says a 7. I don't know that mark. What is a letter U with a 7 through it? With an arrow through it. No. Okay, let's see. Letter U with arrow. Jewelry mark. Let's try that. Oh. So this is a thing. So a letter U with an arrow through it is jewelry manufactured by Umpkus Manufacturing in Providence, Rhode Island. The company was founded in 1911 by Vincent Sarantino and produced sterling silver and costume jewelry. The mark was used from 1919 to 1988. So that's a thing. You're not marked sterling, but you're just marked with that company name. Where's my notes? Time to make a little note. Because I won't remember all this. I should have known because it's got some weight to it, but I just threw it in there thinking it probably was nothing. So a U I get a pencil that works. A U with an arrow through it. Uncas Manufacturing. Providence, Rhode Island. Honestly, I go through so many little post-it notes and bits of paper because the more provenance you can put with things, this is how I have so much background to be able to give you about something you're buying, is because I look it up and then I will make a point of, sometimes if I remember, I send it. No more putz houses, not at the moment. I honestly don't know if there's more in the attic. I mean, the few I had came from the book collection I inherited. It's a miracle they weren't crushed because they were in between books. They were just stuffing everything into my car. Um, so, but I don't remember my parents having those putz houses. Now, my parents did have some ceramic houses that had the same gel kind of glass. It's the little gel paper, but and those were made in Japan, but I don't remember them having the cardboard ones. But then there was stuff that came from my great grandparents that might maybe have it in, but I don't know what's in those boxes after all this time. So, well, good night, Linda. Yeah, I don't have to get up in the morning. Though I have a feeling I'll still have Frodo who will get out the house on Gary, decide it's too cold to stay out there, and then will be outside my second floor bedroom window meowing at me to get let in the hallway window. Yeah. He'll probably wake me up. Oh, he is our little ninja kitty. This mark used from 1919 to. Okay. Honestly, like I said, you never know what I'm going to find. You just don't know. I just tossed that in there because I found it with all that stuff. So I didn't think nothing of it. And it turns out that that's actually a something. So we're going to put that with it. And we're going to stick it right on top of that shot glass. So I will deal with that tomorrow. What is this? Oh, you're old. Oh, that's why I still have you. You have the address of a debt that I need to pay on. And that's family tree stuff. So, all right. Let's see here. Wow. You put in Uncas ring. They got some nice rings. Oh, I love marcasite, and there's a black onyx marcasite one. Ah, that's beautiful. Ooh. Wouldn't want to clock anybody with that sucker on. That's a cocktail ring to be serious about. So they have some interesting rings. And the prices are reasonable. I mean, a lot of it you're paying the sterling price if it's a sterling piece. Oh, that one's cute. Little forget-me-nots all the way around it. Ooh. So, all right. So that's one I'll have to look into. And I'll have to see. I can't find one that's a typical band because I want to know how are they. There's one that's a band. Um, are they marking their silver or are they just not? Okay, that one says sterling. This one doesn't have a mark like that. Well, it has that mark, but it doesn't say sterling. So that's what I have to look for is like, are they not always marking things? But it looks like they are. So I'll do a test on it. I have one of the things this year um I did invest in was getting one of those little testers for the different types of um Merry Christmas, Mike. But one of those testers for what kind of metal something is because I'm long overdue that I need one of those. So I got one of those so I can test that ring with that and see what it comes out to being. You should not be here. I sent them off already. Somehow I missed one. Because that is a little gift for your wedding card that was from my parents. That should not be here. You'll never know what's here. What are you? What are you? Delaware. It's good being first, but the pin part has actually snapped off the back. Somewhere I have a whole bunch of those little pins. Like, I have to get this one listed. This teeny one. This is a Seaboard Railway. And then this one is listed in my eBay store, but this is from Congress from 1958. So that was from, I can't remember if you got, I've forgotten now if you got them, if you were a page or worked at Congress or something like that. I don't remember what the reason was, but they used to give them out each year. 2023, that can go. So, what did I just knock over? Oh, don't knock that over. Semper Fidelis, United States Marine. I've never seen this. It says it's Toys for Tots on this side, and then on this side, it's for the Marines. I've never seen a little coin like that. I've got that and a couple of loose little pins that I need to get listed. It's hard to get video. It's hard to get pictures sometimes of these little pins. These are a couple of tiny little seashells. That should be in the crafter stuff. Oh, this I need to send off with my other stuff. This was my father's letter for basketball from high school. And send that to my niece. She wanted that stuff. I have his yearbook and I found his diploma. She was really close to Dad, so she wanted his stuff. So now that I found it, I can get that to her. See more stuff out of the house. And we have near us a thing called a free store where people just donate stuff and um and then you can go in on the days they're open and shop and just you get all the stuff for free. They don't charge for anything, but they do encourage donations of money because they do have to pay the rent. Hello, Linny. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the channel. I changed my I usually have the how I got an overstuffed house pinned at the top as my um as the usual video that pops up first, but I changed it for the holiday, and tonight I put up the how I killed Frosty video and pinned that just for the heck of it. It's not like that's one I will make a lot of funds on either, because there's no there's no commercials during that video. I deliberately pinned it so that there's one at the end and one at the beginning, because of the fact that it just breaks up the story too much. Oh, found him. I wonder where he went. But it breaks up the story too much if I have a commercial pop up right in the middle of me telling about that the night of the bonfire that I burned Frosty. So, speaking of a moose, look, you know those what are they, Kinder eggs that have the little toy inside? They have a Harry Potter series out now. I tried to get a few, didn't get any of the figures. Got these odd little bookmark things, which the cats think are toys, so I've had to make sure they get stuffed away. I may bring them to a sale and just sell them off real cheap. But they had a native species, and they had, I think most of them were endangered in some way. And I love them because, like, there's always something about them that moves a little bit, and they're just the right size for my little uh it's brain work shadow, like a little shadow box. They're just the right size, but I don't have all the animals. But I was putting them up there, and I'm like, I know I have the elk. I don't know where the elk is. There's the elk. I'll take him with me when I go to bed. You know, Mike asked me something about that. He's like, did you go to, because he's like, well, where's Gary? He's been out on, where's he going? It's Christmas Eve. And I said, well, he probably went to church. Some churches have a service on Christmas Eve. And Mike was a bit surprised at that. And I said, no, they'll have services. I said, I used to go to mass. And he just stopped dead and turned around and looked at me and went, you're not Catholic. It's like, didn't stop me from going to mass with my Catholic friends. But we would do that every Christmas. We would go to the early service mass that they would have on Christmas Eve. They would have a mass that started at 7, and then we'd leave there and come back to Daria's, because her parents always had an open house on Christmas Eve. And so we'd be there, and I might be there an hour, maybe an hour and a half if I was lucky, before my mother would call their house and say, send her home because I need help wrapping presents. So, that kills your holiday spirit real fast. But yeah, I mean, I grew up in a all Catholic neighborhood. Well, not completely all Catholic, but a majority Catholic neighborhood. And oh, this is also listed. This is the Statue of Liberty. And then on the back, it's in French. Little tiny charm. Um, but yeah, it's quite the buzzkill. Because mom would never wrap anything prior to Christmas Eve. Now, multiply that by she has 6 children, 3 of which had spouses, 2 of which had children of their own. And then at that age, when that was going on, I was in my teens. You still had the grandparents. You had 2 grandmothers and a grandfather. You still had 2 great aunts. You had assorted friends of the family that she would make little fudge things and cookies. And so you had to have all that boxed up. And I finally got her to where that was done ahead of time. But any other little presents. And of course, there was always a package for every grandchild and for every one of her kids from Santa at grandmom's house. So there was all these extra presents. No. So there was a lot of presents. And I always would have my own already done because I was not playing that game. I was just not doing that crap. No, I was no. I was just so done with that. Where did I just put him? Because I realized I put, here we go. He's listed. So that pin is listed. The Liberty Charm is listed. The Australian pin. These little tiny guys, these are all in my eBay store. They should not be here. They should be over there in the little box that is all the eBay stuff. So we're going to sit you right here so I can put you where you should be. Because if they sold and then I'd be going bonkers trying to find them, that would not be good. Ah, come on. You rolled to the back. Come here, you. Because there are. Now I haven't decided what to do with these because I found these wrapped up in a drawer way in the back of the drawer. So I'm assuming my mother had something that these went with. But I don't know. So uh I cleaned out a drawer in the kitchen and I pulled out all of the stuff that was in the front and all the old kitchen towels and tea towels and all that. And just because it needed to get tidied up again. Because I live with 2 men that just shove things in there instead of actually seeing what they're doing. So so I was trying to straighten it out. And I found that way in the back. Like, well, there's a surprise. I don't know what that's from. So I have another mystery now in the house. Yet another little mystery. But oh, okay, there's part of her. I knew she was here somewhere. I gotta find the back. The back should be here. She's hiding underneath all these papers. And there's my purple pen and my Sharpie. Make sure that lid's on tight on that Sharpie. Darn, where are you? I know the back should be here for this. Because this is a porcelain pin that was made by Colport for her Diamond Jubilee? No. I think for her 50 years on the throne. Golden Jubilee. But I can't sell it without its back on it. Oh, there's the fox. That's part of that wildlife series. Get that in there. Or is he a coyote? I've forgotten. Darn, where are you? Oh, that's odd. I have this here, but not her back. Mind you, there's like little shot glasses under there that are sets that are full of little pieces of things. Oh my. Nancy is just hot mess some days. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. One day at a time, one step at a time. I'm getting there. You think those go with cardboard candles? I mean, that's what I first thought of. And I know there are a few that she got that came from Granny's house. It just was so odd to find those separate. So, yeah, I hadn't thought about the cardboard candles because I haven't seen them in years. But yeah, I mean, there definitely should be some in the attic. How many packs of matches do I have that say Merry Christmas with a Santa on them? There's 3 of them here. I thought I had sold all of those off. Nail polish, nail polish, more nail polish. Nope, you're not it. Oh, fancy pen. Oh, fancy pen, not mine. Eagle Scout class of 2012. Why do you not? Something's wrong with it. When you twist it, it doesn't come out. Is broken pen of 2012. Yeah, that's what's wrong with it. It doesn't want to work. Well, And that's the kind you can get refills for, but why will you not come out of there? You in? So yeah, it only comes out part way. Okay. I'll have to see if I can get some refills for that for Mike. Surprise him. Bet he doesn't know I have it. Oh, I know what you're off of. I wasn't kidding when I said I have lots of little things inside shot glasses. Oh, this is where some of those tiny little owls went that I was looking for. That had sold a long while ago. Oh, that's where you went. I've been searching and searching for this little guy. He's a button. And I know who that's supposed to go to, and I couldn't find it. Just like these little guys. Couldn't figure out what I did with these tiny frogs. Daniel will be on today, will he? Oh, I haven't seen Daniel in ages. I try to be careful because if I go and I see somebody's live sale, then I get myself in trouble because then I buy stuff. And so I've kind of been like waiting, and I would just go see the live sale. I'd watch the replay. And I wouldn't go and like be there live necessarily. So that I would behave myself. Oh, I know where you go. That goes to a Lord of the Rings character. I don't know if that's Boromir's or Aragorn's, but those are all in the attic. Those are toys Mike decided to keep. He didn't want to get rid of them. Ah, there's what that is. This is for an elephant. That needed to have tusks put in. Yeah, I remember he said that on one of his things that he was going to do the Santa tracker. Mike found a YouTube video that was about how that started. And it really kind of blew my mind because the whole Santa tracker thing started by an accident. So this one woman's father, because they had an interview with her, he worked for the military. And on his desk was a typical black phone and a red phone. That red phone connected directly with um, the White House had that number, the chief of staff had that number, and whoever was the chief of the Pentagon had that number. Okay, that's it. That's it. They are the only ones that had the number for that phone. And so that thing was only meant to ring if there was some national emergency. But some newspaper printed this number that you could call and leave messages for Santa, but they misprinted the phone number in the newspaper, and it was his phone number. So here's this general, this high-ranking general, and he's getting calls from little kids wanting to leave messages for Santa. So he didn't. So okay, he didn't quite know what was going on, and then so he, after about the third one, he asked this little girl, "Okay, is your mommy happen to be there?" And so he asked her, "Is like, how did you get this phone number? Because this is a private line to a military base." And she's, "Oh, it's in the newspaper. It's in such and such newspaper." So he called the newspaper office and found out that, oh, yeah, it was a mistake, that it wasn't supposed to be, one number was different. And so he's like, "Well, it's too late now. I'll handle it. We'll take care of it." So he started answering them, and then he got other soldiers in because there were so many calls coming in to also answer, on that line. So there was a continual shift of men answering this. So it grew out of that he was tracking. And then he goes in, and there's guys who are they were having fun with it, that were answering. They made up this little office, and one of them had put up this great big map of the United States, and there were all these little pins, and they started tracking where all the calls were coming from. And so he comes in and he looks at that, and turns out it was one of the guys who did radar, who talked about doing doing this map that showed where all the calls were coming from. And he's like, "Do any of them ever ask, is Santa on his way or anything?" And so they started talking about it, and they figured out a way that they could track Santa. So he called one of the local radio stations, and said, "You can call us and we'll tell you, we'll give you updates of where Santa is as it goes across the country. And so they did it for their local channel first, but it got picked up real fast. And so it ended up becoming a yearly thing. And he did it for the rest of his time in the military. They actually did it, of this tracking of Santa through their thing. And so that's how that all started, all because of a wrong phone number being printed in a paper. And when he retired, he still, anytime he traveled, he still had this one briefcase that he kept with him. And it was all these letters that had come to the base that were from kids and how much they loved and remembered. Some of them were from adults, but they remembered how that had started. And he thought that was more important than anything he did at the time he was in the military, was the fact that he started this tracking Santa across the United States, which eventually grew to, things where they track him across the world. But he thought that was more important to the well-being of the children of America than anything he did in the military. And I just thought that was the coolest thing, because you never know sometimes when it's something small that grows into this really cool big oak tree kind of thing, So, but I just thought that I had never heard that story before, and I just thought it was pretty cool. So let's see here. Nope, no more emails there. Hello. Oh. Yeah, I'm live, so. Is the kettle on? It can be good, because I could use a cup of tea. Gary's down for his early morning stroll. So, I think it's time for me to turn into a pumpkin though soon, because my throat's starting to bother me. I'm back to having a sore throat in the mornings. But oh yeah, I gotta know where Santa is. It's always a good thing to know where Santa is. What are you? Woodbury shooters. That's gone. So it helps to know where Santa is. Okay, so I have 1 frog, 2 frog, 3 frogs. Yes, I found them all. I found all 3 tiny frogs. And I found something from St. Patrick's Day. They're not in this bag. No, they're in a different bag. So I have little goodies to stick in your boxes for you. So you'll be getting Christmassy stuff. Yeah, there's that one. Thank you. I'm kind of bummed, because what I did not find was the back part of her, but there are other. That's just got 1 earring in it. It's bound to be in one of these. Ah, this is where all my paper clips should be. I'll put that one in there, because that's the other earring. Now I can get all these little paper clips up off. Honestly, I mean, my desk becomes like a junk drawer sometimes. Not a good thing. But it did, and it didn't used to be this bad, but it just, Mike says it's because he thinks it's, oh, hello. He thinks it's because the ADHD, he still thinks I should get tested. And I'm like, why, when I'm pretty sure I have it? Why bother getting tested when you know what the answer is going to be? So I don't know about that. Don't think it'd be worth it. Where have you gone? What is this? Oh, this is Kinder Eggs. Oh, National Park Foundation. That's what the animals were from. So for Kinder Eggs. And this one is the fox. But yeah, I knew there was something with animals, but they were a limited edition for the national parks. And they were donating money to the National Park Foundation. It's really sad. I found out like we have national parks, but a lot of them don't really get any funding. You know, they're protected by national laws and things, but they don't necessarily get money to help. So I don't usually keep these, but I have, this shows some of them. I have one eagle. I was hoping to get another. I have the elk. I have the woodpecker they show. I never did find the raccoon. They have a bunch of other ones because every time they do these, there's usually about 12 different creatures, but I don't have all 12. I have the mountain lion and I have the bear. I hadn't yet to find the raccoons. So. I'm sure somebody's probably selling them. Somebody's probably selling them online somewhere, but there you have. Like how they say art toys. No, not action figures or arts and crafts or games. Because a lot of their ones I think are kind of crappy. When it's a toy one, they're just kind of, don't see. Well, there's the Harry Potter series. I was hoping, oh, come on. Because the Harry Potter series has some of the professors, and I was hoping to get, I wanted to get Snape and Mad Eye Moody, and I was hoping to get McGonagall. And instead, I got these weird little bookmark things, which have little heads on them. They were a little strange. So that's one of the newest ones that they have out, and of course they always have seasonal. They always have a seasonal one out, which I haven't gotten that one. I don't want products. It's not under action figures. What would it be under? It wasn't a game one. I hate that they have like it by little pictures and not by the name of the thing. That's not helpful. Yeah, they don't have a search engine thing either. Oh, that's bummer. That's on their own website. So I was hoping. Oh, Melody. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I had 2 packages I took with me today. I did not know that the post office, they all closed at noon. And I was there at 12:30. So I had 2 boxes that were supposed to go out today that just did not go out. Hello, Sal's. Thank you. Thank you. So I'll have to reprint those labels and And I have to see now. I think I can just reprint them. Don't have to refund, because if you ever have to refund a label from pirate ship, it can take you 2 weeks before you get that money back. It's just odd that it takes so long. Oh, that'll make my throat so much better. So, Tylenol, the muscle relaxer for my back. This needs to go to the kitchen. This goes. Where are the rest of these? Cats knocked the box over. Oh, they're in a box behind me. These I need to list. These I need to list. Those listed on eBay. These need to go out into the drawer in the hallway. So, yeah. So I'm slowly getting there. And that big box, that's all packed. Remember that if you were at my Christmas sale, you saw the Marie Osmond Christmas doll. So that's all Warren's stuff in there. I've had that she just fits in that box. So we got her in there. Okay, so where's my red pen? So Melody's paid. So that's good. And then I've got, I think, 2 other invoices out. But there'll be more, I hope, tomorrow. Oh, my goodness. Oh. This was sent already and paid. I didn't mark that one off. I still got my packing list. Still working on it. Can't seem to keep this thing under 4 pages. But I'll get there. I will definitely get there. And I finally found one package I've been looking for, and I found it, and the cats tried to open it, little stinkers, but she lives in Canada, the person this is for. And right now, I can't ship anything to Canada because the Canadian post office is on strike. So nothing can go there. We're all just going to have to hang on to our stuff. But, we'll do what we got to do. I'll hang on to it. This, I don't know what this is. This was under there. What is this? Oh, cool. So it's to hold your change. So they must go down at an angle and just angle over each other. But yeah. Is it not? Is it over? I haven't had a chance to see anything in the news yesterday or today. I didn't know if it was over or not. I mean, look it up. I could find out. Canada postal strike. Okay, so effective December 23rd, U.S. Postal announces that the Canadian Postal Service the strike has ended. However, the temporary suspension of acceptance of mail or packages bound for Canada by USPS remains temporarily unchanged while we monitor Canada's post progress as they process the volumes of mail that were stored during the strike. Okay, so basically, USPS isn't accepting anything to Canada yet. They're going to give them a chance to get the backlog out of the way. Okay. There's a I'm surprised considering that the US Post Office is still saying no. Maybe she's using UPS. Is it UPS or FedEx? One of them go you could send UPS, I think you could send stuff into Canada because they weren't part of the strike. So she might be using UPS. Um there's a movie Mike and I watched on Netflix yesterday, and it's all part of it's called the 6888, and it's all about um this women's corps. This happened to be a black women's corps during World War II, and they were finally given a task. They wouldn't give them, due to the bigotry, they wouldn't give them orders, they wouldn't give them a task. Finally, they decided to give her and her battalion a task that meant they'd have to be shipped over to Scotland, and that they basically where he put every obstacle in their path that he could. And it's based on a true story. And at the end, they show some of the women who, at the time the film was made, still survived from this battalion. And it really is a great story. But in the beginning of World War II, nobody was getting any mail. The soldiers weren't getting their letters from home. Home weren't getting any letters from the soldiers. And it was all just being shoved into warehouses. But this woman had 3 different degrees, one of which was in logistics. And she was the captain, who they did promote to major since they were sending her overseas. Um, but she figured out, with the help of her battalion, they figured out ways to take this backlog, and they were told they had 6 months to get rid of all this mail. They did it in just under 90 days. Bless their hearts. But they did it, and they basically, it's whatever ways they figured out to do it is some of the same ways that they continued to use right through the Korean War as well. So it's a fascinating movie. Um, but it's really interesting to see, in the days before all this automation, where you have a computer that can scan the address and read the name on the card and the address, and everything's so automated now. This really was a lesson in just how difficult sorting the mail and getting it to the right place could be when it was still all processed by hand. And it never occurred to me that, some of that could be really difficult. So they managed it, though. It was a really good movie. It's rare that I ever have a movie where I'm like, yeah, okay, and I don't start to, like, my mind start to wander and think of something else. But that one was really good. Um, what did I just say? It was the 688, bleh, can't talk right. The 6888. And I was surprised too, is like the women who acted it, there are 3 of them that just phenomenal. They just stand out. But I was really surprised to find out it was Tyler Perry who directed it. Tyler Perry's the guy who plays Medea. So he did a beautiful job directing it. It's really, really well done. So That's my movie. That's probably the only movie I've seen in the last 2 weeks. Mike's watched a couple of things, but I've been finding like comedian stand-up things that I could put on in the background so I didn't actually have to look at it. Just do it that way. Ah, I know what these are. This is the handle to a mug back there that the little tyrants, they broke it on me. That's probably not going to be fixable. This is going to go into a sale. Your stickers, I need those. And I lost you already. How did I lose you already? I had the plastic lid for this one. How did I do that? See, I swear. Stuff just vanishes. We found the lid with the plastic covering with the name on it. And now it's not with it. And I don't know how I lost it. Telling you, stuff just vanishes on me. And I honestly just don't know how. It just vanishes on me. All right, come here, you. Get this stuff out of here. That's recycling. This is packing paper. Packing paper. Right here. But, here's Christmas wrap over here. I'm surprised I've not been mauled by cats, but I've also tried to wear them out tonight. I was playing with them with a toy earlier. Oh, I found my Scoutmaster hat. You need to be somewhere else. You should be with my uniform. I need to make new number thingies. I have to find a box of these. I know I have a whole box of these. They're all made of little pieces of wood. I know I have a whole box of those that I would like to sell off. Need to get that done. Ah, looking for this too. This should be in here. That is the owner's list. Like I said, I'm working on this backlog and we'll get it all squared away, one way or another. Ooh, hello. Oh, you're the one who has the chip. Mike loves this stuff. Dragonware. Aha, it is one of those. So this one, if I hold it up, it has the Japanese woman's face on the bottom. You guys won't be able to see it because I don't have a flashlight that I could shine through there, but that tells me that this would have been made around the World War II. Because that's when they did that. That was mostly for the servicemen. But he loves the black dragonware. So I just found that. And my old digital camera, which didn't want to keep working. Okay, and all the cords in their little box. Yay. That's good. So that's where that's got its own little place to be, and it's unburied now. See, I'm getting there. Trying to get things organized. Trying and trying. Mike just laughs at me, but I'm like, look, I'm determined. I'm determined. My brain, my year. Here, look, there's another plastic bag I can use. My year always, I guess it's from working in retail, that I've often always like counted the year as starting with for me, my year starts with Christmas, because in retail, that's, your whole goal is to just at least get through to Christmas. That's always the goal. That's the be all end all. Can you get through till Christmas? What are you? Oh, okay. I will need that. That's for unclaimed property. And I think there's a thing in his mother's name, which I'll have to double check that. And there's, come off of there. There's another one of those roses. Put you up there with the crafty stuff. Yay, I have space again. I have space. I have spot where my note cards are. Yay. And you pins need to go over into the box of stuff that's listed. I can't reach you. However, knew I heard something and I knocked something down. Come here, you. No, come here. Because I don't want to accidentally step on this. It'll make a mess. Because it's hand cream. This thing, and it's got rubber instead of hard plastic. But they got me this when I had my first hernia surgery. Mom was still around for that. And this thing has helped me out through gallbladder surgery, emergency gallbladder surgery, that hernia, all through me having my spine so screwed up that I couldn't bend to pick anything up off the floor. So that thing is very handy. Very, very, very handy. This. Yeah, I need to polish this, but that's sterling. This is all little bits of jewelry that I need to get listed. I've got 2 of these. It's a pin, but it's from the post office, and it's of a stamp that they had done when they did it. They were 13-cent stamps, and they did all the different state flags. And I have 2 of these that are for California. So, plus I've got this little one, says Taxco, which is Mexican sterling silver. I need to research that one. And then this one is an old Cub Scout one. So I'm gonna stick you guys in here, and we're gonna sit you on top of the tape. And I have no clue. I found an egg, and it says Debbie. I don't know. I think I might send that to the free store. I was explaining about them a little bit earlier. We have one near us, but it is really cool to have them. It's a way to keep stuff out of landfills. And if you don't feel like donating things to Goodwill, because, I mean, they get all their stuff for free. They don't necessarily pay their workers a full wage, especially if they're somebody disabled. Good night, Bonnie. So It's a nice little way to keep stuff out of the landfills, but also they're not in it about the money. So you go and you can get stuff for free. And we have one. There's a few of them all across the country, and they're under this one umbrella that'll help you set one up in your own community. So I'm very happy to have one here because there's been great. I've been able to take stuff when I can, drop it off there. Though I have tended to take a lot of like the clothes, those I've tended to take to Goodwill. But when it's been little small things, I've dropped it off. Mike and I took a whole 2 bags of stuff and dropped it off on Sunday out there. So that was some more stuff out of the house. So, and I saw some really cool stuff and I was like, ooh, somebody donated all the little Santas that were about this high, little plastic Santas from a string of lights. There was no string of lights. These were all the little figures. And I looked at that and I'm like, I could use some of those. I definitely could use some of those. I know exactly what I would do with them. But they're not open. They're only open for like 4 hours on a Wednesday and then on a Saturday to go pick stuff out. But then there's only 2 days where they're only open for like 2 to 3 hours for donations where you drop stuff off. And honestly, you could fit that whole store, including their little tiny bathroom that they have for the employees. You could fit that whole thing in this living room and have space left over. It's tiny. They can only let a maximum of 10 people at a time into the place because of how small it is. So when it's a day to shop, you're allowed in, and every 15 minutes they ring a bell. And if you hear the bell ring twice, then you know you've been there too long. You've been there, you've had your 15 minutes, get out. Because that's just the only way they can get people through, because sometimes it's just so crazy busy. And but I had some books on homeschooling that I found that I was like, yeah, I'm not giving these to Goodwill. I'd rather give them there. And because I know stuff like that goes very quickly in their place. So I thought that was a better place for it. And I had, what else did we take? I had a few breakable things, not much in the breakable ways, but enough that I had the rest of the bag filled up with stuff. And so, hey, New England Cajun Roots reseller, how are you? Good to see you too. It's been a while. Ah, I know it's not my usual night, but I know tomorrow night I probably won't be on. And I was up and I was wide awake, and I thought, well, if I'm going to have insomnia while I clean my desk, I'm going to just pop on and see who's here and say Merry Christmas to everybody. Julia Child Complete Dinners. I'll have to look it up to find out if I sold that to anybody or not. I don't know. One of my handkerchiefs. Oh, yeah, I was tempted. I haven't done it yet. I found these tucked in a book. They're old newsprints, but it's Santa, but it's Superman, and then they have Shazam, and then they just had this one of Batman, and they were inside a book. I don't know where they ever came from. You can't really tell, like, you can't really tell much from the back, But they don't feel like newspaper. They feel like comic book paper pages. So I'm just going to throw them up on eBay just for giggles and see what happens. You never know. You never know. I've done that so many times with things where I've just I'm looking for one of them too. Where I've just put stuff up and you just never know what silly little thing is going to be the thing that sells for a lot. Or that sells at all, you know? I mean, I've sold bars of soap and still managed to get $26. Because back in the day, um, Ivory soap used to come in what they called a family size bar. Well, that bar was this long, but it was three big, biggest bars of soap I ever saw. These swings were easily like 3 by 4 at least, or 3 by 5. They were huge rectangle, but they came scored. They all three be in one wax paper label, and you would then have to snap them off. And I found one when we did the clean out of Aunt June's and her parents' place. And here we went into where the bathroom was in the grandparents' place. And I opened up the medicine chest and it was still full of stuff, including this one great big thing of soap. And it's old enough that it's in a wax paper label for Ivory soap. And I got $26 for that silly thing. She didn't think I could sell it. And I didn't know, but I knew I'd sold things that said Ivory Snow on them. So I thought, well, let me just see what happens. Sure enough, it sold. It sold. Um, that's also the house that had the um, little Philadelphia A's baseball celluloid pin of some pitcher that was from that baseball team. And I found that when I swept it up off the floor of the attic. And here we had stepped on it, put a couple scratches on it, but it still got over $300 for it. And it's no bigger than a quarter. But that tiny little thing, which we thought was trash, turned out to be one of the biggest sales I'd ever had. Because I'm pretty sure that went just over $300. That was quite the bidding war to watch. That bidding war lasted for 2 full hours at the end. And man, it was jumping. But it's sometimes funny. It's the little stuff you never quite know. You never quite know what you're going to be getting. So, uh, so Johnny, when did you change it to New England Cajun roots? I missed that somehow. Because I'm not, you know me, I haven't been at your thing in a while because I don't get up in the morning. Oh, I've been having so much trouble since I hurt my spine, where sometimes it's just I can't get to sleep till 3 or 4 in the morning. Because I'll go and I'll try to lay flat and it just my back just won't let me. It's just not happy. So, oh man. Yeah, I'm looking at your New England Cajun roots. Yeah, I miss being there and being on your live in the morning. When I got all my channels back, Oh, wow. That's no fun. You got them all back this year in March. Reseller adventures. Okay. Yeah, because it says I'm subscribed to New England Cajun Roots Reseller. Cajun Roots Reseller, bigcartel.com. So any of you who watch mine and are up in the mornings, um, Johnny is great fun. He is great fun. And he's always very helpful. Um, he's always been very helpful on his morning shows, promoting channels. Oh man, 5 appeals. Jeez. Oh, that's awful. That's awful to have to go through that. That's no fun. Oh, you're on Whatnot. I haven't done that yet. I can't keep track of what I'm doing now. Funny bloopers. Okay, you put that out 12 hours ago. I'm going to save that to my watch later so I can watch that tomorrow. I made a point of, I've been putting out a video I did. It was, whoops, that's not the one I want. Why did it bump that up? Where's the video I pinned? You're not the video I pinned. I've been sharing a challenge I did a while ago, and it's why are you not on there? I will find you. But it's how I killed Frosty because it was done as a tell your favorite Christmas story challenge, and but it's I figured, it's the holidays and sometimes everybody needs a good laugh. So I did the day I killed Frosty the Snowman. And somewhere there's some poor little kid who's been in therapy for years. Here we go. There you go. That's the how I killed Frosty one. And let's see if I can find it again. No. Oh, that's right. They changed how they did. Where's my watch later? Oh, it'll give you a good laugh. It really will. It will definitely give you a good laugh. Because, the only thing I can say without spoiling it for you is some days you got to be real careful of what you take to a bonfire. Just be real careful of what you take to bonfires to burn. And my morning show message for your show this morning. Okay, so here is Here's the link for anybody interested for Johnny's little blooper reel here. So we can share that, put that out there. Always have some fun. But yeah, I miss stopping in. It's just I've been having so much trouble getting to sleep at nights that I'm just not up in the morning. And you're on what time's your mornings though? What time does your morning show start again, Johnny? Because I've forgotten when. I've forgotten when it starts. Go to channel. No, not podcast, live. Well, you get up around 1 or 2 a.m., but I don't think that's when you start your live show. There we go. 8 a. Oh, 8 a.m. Yeah, no wonder I miss it. All right, so I'm gonna click notify me on that and on the 26th, and maybe maybe the 27th. I better check and see what time is that tea. Somebody I know is coming in from out of town from Colorado, so a bunch of us are having tea. But I'm not sure when. So I think we're all meeting for lunch and not an afternoon tea. I better check that. But there, now I have my notifications on, so it'll let me know. And I will try to stop in, but I can't guarantee I'll be doing it today. Can't guarantee I will be doing that today. Oh, yeah, because you're a morning person. I am so not. I am so not. It's funny. It's like I get my best work done at like if I start at like 4 in the afternoon and on from there. But I'm definitely not a coherent morning person. Oh, yeah. So I do still have to remember Mike's got to find that Game Boy, preferably tomorrow, so I can see if this thing works. He keeps telling me, "Oh, just sell it without it testing it." And I'm like, "No, no, no. I'd rather test it and be sure." Especially considering that some of those early Game Boy and Game Boy Advance Pokemon games are selling for well over $100. I don't want to have to refund that. If somebody says, "Oh, it doesn't work," well, I don't want to go through the process if they end up giving me a hard time because it might not work. I'd rather test it and be sure. Especially with the way eBay behaves towards sellers sometimes on anytime there's a dispute. I remember when they first started and it was so much easier in a lot of ways. And you could actually leave feedback for bad buyers so that they could find a way to get rid of bad buyers. And they don't have such a way anymore. But they sure could take it out on sellers at the drop of a hat. That's not fun. I know I had a rubber band here. There we go. Okay. Another rubber band for this. I figured I'd find a use for this thing. I've been using this florist ribbon on some of the packages. Wrap stuff up in tissue paper and put a ribbon around it. Sometimes, you just find creative ways to use stuff up. Oh no, that goes there. That goes there. And what are these? Oh, I was wondering where these went. I've been looking and looking for these, and they're all sitting here. It's a whole bunch of old postcards of Philadelphia. Postcards made in Germany. I've been looking for that, and here they were. They were just buried a little bit. Okay. And what are you? Yeah. Oh, this is useless. This is the results from an MRI that were inconclusive. Why? Because I freaked out in the MRI. I told them they needed to sedate me. I'm very claustrophobic. Did they listen? No. We'll just give you this shot. You'll be fine. That shot did nothing. I don't know, even remember what it was, but it did nothing. And I came out of that thing screaming and apparently crying. And I don't even remember coming back out of it. I do remember having a doctor and a psychiatrist talking to me when I mentally came back out of it, apparently mid-conversation. I got locked into a steamer trunk in the attic when I was like 5, and I have been just seriously claustrophobic ever since. And they said I kept screaming, I want my mommy. Get me out of here. It's dark in here. So apparently my brain went right back to that event. And I don't remember any of it. Don't remember it at all. So, yeah, of course the test was inconclusive because she couldn't get me back out of there fast enough when I started suddenly sounding like a little girl and crying my eyes out. So I'll never do that again. They don't sedate me. I'm not going in. Not at all. Because I'm a fat girl. Now I know what a shotgun shell feels like going into that barrel because I don't fit. I do not fit in that old, cranky MRI thing they have at Crozier Hospital. I was in one for my, they only put me in like up to here. They just had to get far enough up. They let me go in feet first, and they did an MRI up to where the pinched nerves were in the 5th lumbar of my spine. So that's just under the small of your back. And they gave me Valium, a nice dose of Valium. But even then, I had my eyes closed the whole time, and I was doing my breathing exercises to try to stay calm. And it was still, by the time they got me out of there, I was clenching my teeth and making my jaw hurt. And there was, they were worried I was going to start hyperventilating too. And that's with a dose of Valium. And it just wasn't quite enough. But it got me through that. But I think it wouldn't have been enough if they'd had to put me all the way in. But that one was a newer machine, and it was a lot bigger. So I literally did not have my hips and my shoulders being scrunched in by the tube of the machine. I had some space. Look what I just found. Blessings, love, and peace to you this Christmas. Rosalind and Jimmy Carter. Wonder how I tell if that's printed on there or written on there. I need to find the stuff I have a signed letter from then Senator Biden, a signed letter from Henry Kissinger. These all came from the book collection that I inherited because he was a reporter for the Wilmington News Journal and got to know the Carters. So it is quite possible. But he also, because he did the political beat for a while, so I had all these letters that were different, different big wigs. There's one that was some general. I don't remember who that was. I sold that one a long time ago, but I know they're in a box over there. Need to get that stuff taken care of. So, well, I've been on for 2.5 hours, so I'm going to go take my tea upstairs with me and finish my tea and get to bed. My throat's starting to dry out anyway, so maybe I'll dump some honey in this before I go up. But I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and check out New England Cajun Roots Reseller. Johnny is a fun one to watch. He's got a couple of live events he does in the course of a day, but he starts that one every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And honestly, a better friend to promoting channels, especially if you're just starting out, I don't know who would be. I mean, Johnny is just so great at letting us be there and promote, and you do a lot for this community of people online. Thank you very much, Johnny. So, I will watch that blooper reel though. I will definitely check that out. Thanksgiving made 5 years. Yeah, I started in 2020. So it's been 4 years for me I started in March. So my 5-year mark won't be until next March. So, but hey, you know what? It's fun and I've met some amazing people over these few years. It's been great. And some have stuck with me even though things got completely I started off so well and then I hurt my spine and everything kind of went sideways, but now I can actually turn this way without screaming. Can't do it that way. I don't scream, but it'll spasm a bunch of stuff, which we don't do. And they've all stuck with me, and I'm grateful for it. So, all right, darling. I will see you, I hope, sometime this week at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, maybe 9 by the time I get there. And I'll stop into your chat. And for the rest of you, I hope you have a good holiday. And don't eat too much. Don't drink too much. Stay safe, stay warm, stay dry. Some areas are going to get storms, I know, on the West Coast. So have a good holiday, everyone. And I will have to look at my calendar to figure out when the next chat is versus when the next sale is. And remember, I said to Thursday night, I may not be able to go live this Thursday night either. We'll see. I have to double check that. But I'll need to make some thumbnails and get some stuff set up for you. So have a good day and enjoy yourselves.